Alright, so we're going to assemble the body of Starship MK-1. These are the parts that will make up the body. I already have cut out all these pieces. These two will make the first top half of the body. As we saw on the reference page, this indicates that this has to go to the front. This is the back portion, and the lower segment of the body the same thing with our access port. This is the front and this is the back. Alright, but before that we need to curve them, so you can do it in different ways. I'm going to show you. Start with the back. I'm going to start with this one. You can use the edge of a table and very carefully try smoothing it down like this, curving it, so at least it will, you can start shaping it. Alright, curving it. You can do a little bit more, and then little by little you can start holding the paper as if you are rolling a magazine like this. Alright, very careful with handling the edge of the paper. You don't want to make a crease here. Let's keep doing it. Very careful. Alright. That is one technique. Another technique can be done only if you have a big tube like this one, where you can use it to shape this one. So you can, as you can see, I'm putting this on top, and I'm firmly curving it until it shapes, and then it's already done. And then from there I can roll it as how I did with the previous one. Alright, so there's different ways to curve this a big piece of paper, to roll it. I have posted several videos in the past and with different ways to roll a paper like this. Okay, we're going to continue doing the same thing with these two, and we're going to apply and glue the tabs. These that will make the seam line. Alright, we're going to put it on each one. So I'll do that. Pause. Alright, we have all four parts are curved. We're going to apply the connectors on each one. Before doing that, this tab also needs to be curved just slightly. You can make use of a Sharpie, and you can see I'm just going to press just a little bit just to bend it like this. Just a little bit. Alright, that's what you need to do. All four. Very slightly You can try moving it side by side like this. Okay. Small ones too. Okay. One more. Alright, now we're going to apply glue on each one, beginning with the long section. It doesn't matter where you're going to start. So let's apply glue. And just because this is a long area, with the bottom I'm going to apply glue on the edge and then make a film. Spread the glue alright. If it appears that it's too much glue that you put, you're going to remove the excess. Alright. Just like that. We're going to clean our hands. Alright, now we're going to apply one connector. There's a dash line that will tell you where to glue it. Okay. Alright. There you go. Alright, now we're going to do this on all four. Bear in mind that before putting the tab on the other one, be sure the orientation. Notice that this is a copy of this, so this will be glued here. Therefore, in order to connect the other part, the opposite, we need to do the same as we did on this one onto this, meaning that we need to put the tab on this side. Alright, so let's do that too. We're going to put glue. Just making sure that if there's too much, you will need to remove the excess. Alright, same way. Turn it and look for the dash line. Alright, there. And start pressing it here. We're going to let it dry, and then it's when we're going to be curving the entire half cylinder with its counterpart. Alright, these two are going to be left here to be glued, and we're going to do the same procedure on these small ones. We're going to apply the tabs, and then we're going to fold them together. Okay. Now we're going to glue both parts. Alright, so again, let's orient yourself and try to match all the lines. They have to match, so that's the right orientation, and we're going to glue that segment. We're not going to apply glue on the tab. We're going to apply glue on the surface of the edge of the paper that will be covering this part. Alright, same procedure. Again, orient yourself knowing that this is the part that you're going to be applying the glue. Alright, spread the glue. Good. Let's get ready. Just match top and bottom. It has to not overlap, just they have to be glued side by side. They have to hit each other there. If you make a little mess here, don't worry, that part is going to be covered. The seam line is always going to be covered. Just make pressure on this edge here. Try cleaning your fingers every time that you feel that you have glue on your hand. And try depressing this segment. Now, we can make use of a thicker dowel to put it on the back, but in this case I'm going to be using the same big cylinder that I used. I'm going to be putting it the back here. That way it will allow me to glue the seam. Now I can apply force here, knowing that I'm not going to damage this part. Alright, good. It is glued. From here you can press further to the seam line. We're going to let this dry and we're going to move on to the small segments as well. Let's orient ourselves. Alright, there. We're going to apply glue on this side. Alright. Be careful. Have to remove excess glue. Alright, there. Now we're going to glue these two parts together again. Be very careful joining these two parts. There. There. As long as you have the edges, top and bottom, firmly, you're good. And now it just be a matter of joining these parts by putting again this big tube so that way you can firmly press on the seam line. Remember, the seam line will be covered, it will not be visible. Alright, good. Now we can turn it and we can keep pressing the back. Alright, let's put this aside. Let's go back to the bigger one. Now it's just a matter of putting glue on this side so it will cover the tab. Alright, and it's going to be like that. So let's apply glue now, being very careful. Okay. Now we're going to be very careful in putting these two parts, aligning them together. Top and bottom has to fit. You can press here while you concentrate now on the top. You put these two pieces together, press firmly here and press firmly here, and we are good. We can press now this segment, and again I can make use of the big tube that I have. I'm going to put it under. I'm going to raise it up a little bit there so I will not flatten the other part of the tube. And now I'm going to press hard here so I can complete this gluing the seam line all together. Now let's remove this, and there it is. Now it looks a little oblong oval because it's hollow and it just needs the formers to be glued on top. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing with a smaller segment. We're going to put it aside. And this is the smaller segment. Alright, now we're going to glue the smaller segment. What happens is that this half portion, bottom portion of the rocket has the engine wall that has to be glued on the inside. So you can do it both ways. You can do it two separate ways. You can complete folding this tube, and then later you will put these parts one by one once they're curved inside. Now there is some room for error because it might overlap. You don't have any control in doing that because it's already curved. So you can do that not unless you are very experienced, and you can do it. If not, while it's open, we're going to be placing these right here. And before that, we also have to glue these two parts. Okay? These two parts are going to be much easier to bend because there's just smaller parts, and the colored part is going to be shown, so we have to curve it like this. Look how I'm doing. I'm putting my finger totally straight, and with my thumb I'm doing this technique, like combing. This finger is straight, holding the piece, and then I'm sliding it out, I'm curving it. Alright, there. We're going to do the same with the other one. Move it to the other side. As many times as you want until you shape it. Okay. One. And two. Now we're going to apply glue on this. Again, orient yourself. And in the reference page will tell you what part is, how is the orientation. So this oval is pointing up. That means going up, and this is the base. This is the base. So it's in this part, in this section, that this piece has to be glued. And how this larger band, this thicker white band, tells you that it goes up, and this is bottom. We're going to apply glue here and the bottom and on the other side. Let's do that. Both edges. A thin film of glue, and this is the bottom as well. We're gonna be putting glue here. Again, orient yourself. It goes like this. And let's glue it to the side where is the tab, all the way hitting the very edge of the paper. There. And try to glue the second part, folding it so that it will follow the curve. Just pressing it down here. You see what I'm doing? Because this part has to be equally curved as the main body. Just do your best. Yeah. So it's flattened this side. Perfect. You see? That's what we want. Alright, we're going to do the same onto the next one. We're going to put glue on both edges. Alright, and this tells me this is up, so this is the bottom. This is where I'm going to be applying glue as well. The bottom. Same thing, same procedure. Let's orient ourselves, and this time we're going to glue this edge with the one that is already been glued here. Try to align both parts together. You don't want them to overlap, just side by side. Be very sure it will be perfectly okay, and press there. Okay, that part is done. Now let's put this up. Try closing it, and now try gluing the rest. Alright, and you're doing it there with having the whole thing curved. And notice that if you have done it the right way, there's a piece that is left, because here is where the tab is going, the other part is going to be glued. So now we're going to apply glue on this side. We're going to apply glue here. Very carefully. Alright. Okay, now you can use a little piece of paper to get rid of the excess glue. Okay, now we can completely put this together. Let's move the camera over there. I'm going to cover the tab. Align, please align the lines here. There. Press firmly here. As long as you press on one side, you can work on the other. Alright, let's put the tube in the back so we can press on the seam. Very good. Alright, done. As you can see, the engine section wall has been perfectly aligned and glued to the inside of the tube. I think this is the best way to put this interior wall that I have demonstrated. This is the way, okay? So now we're going to connect these two halves by putting a connector here, and these will go there. But before that, we have to put formers on each part. Okay, we're going to put the formers on each one of these so it will be shaped and we can join them. Alright,